there, if you want to come have a seat, there's certainly plenty of places to sit. No one bites, I promise. So good evening. My name is Kate Lesko. I am the president and CEO of Stay, Work, Play, New Hampshire. Thank you all for being here today. So this is the 6th year of the Rising Stars Awards, and we have more people in the room than ever before. In fact, we've seen about a 450% growth in the number of attendees over the years. Even gets better. We've also seen a 9,500% growth in the amount of funds raised from this event that go towards the work of Stay, Work, Play. So that's huge. So speaking of growth, 2015 has been a big year for us. We've gone from a staff of 1 to a staff of 3. We'll be 4 by the end of the year. We've moved into new office space right on Elm Street in downtown Manchester to support our growing team. We created our first strategic plan thanks to the help of our amazing board of directors and board of advisors. We're entering into a new venture, this is the first time I'm sharing this publicly. We're partnering with Granite State Hospitality and the Department of Resources and Economic Development. We'll be responsible for curating the exhibit space in the new 93 South West area to reflect economic development in New Hampshire. So it's a very exciting time for us, and especially for me to see that after 5.5 years with the organization, not only is it clear that we're here to stay, thanks to all of you, but all of these growth and these new partnerships really add credibility and validate the work that so many have put in to create Stay, Work, Play. We owe much of our success to the partnerships, collaboration, and support of all of you, so you have my sincere thanks. Thank you. So our mission tonight is to recognize a number of the people and organizations that make New Hampshire the amazing place we all know and love. And in addition to this unique and hopefully fun venue, have people been playing games? We hope so. To keep things interesting, we've added a couple of new elements to tonight, and I'm truly delighted that you're here to celebrate with us. So for the 3rd year, we are partnering with New Hampshire Public Radio, who shares our mission of promoting the Granite State. So I'm going to be joined on the stage by Steve Reno, who is a member of the Board of Trustees of NHPR. Steve.
Good evening, everyone. I am standing in tonight for Betsy Gardella, the President and CEO of NHPR, and I'm going to read to you her comments. The work of Stay, Work, Play and its target audience is very important to us at New Hampshire Public Radio, and we are proud to partner with them on such an important mission. One of the things that national research continuously shows is that this generation is more involved in local issues, campaigns, and politics than others that came before. You are, in short, one of the most informed generations ever. NHPR is privileged to provide you with access to this important news of the state. We strive to provide content that is relevant, creative, engaging, and a platform for civil discussion. At a time when other media outlets in the state are often making cutbacks, NHPR is expanding its award-winning news team to provide you with the best access to local news in the state. You have probably heard a few new voices on the air recently, including our new senior editor of politics and policy, Dan Barron, who will lead our latest initiative, State of Democracy, a multi-platform enterprise journalism initiative that will focus on the impact of public policy and politics on the lives of the people of New Hampshire and beyond. That's the type of unique content that you will only find on NHPR. When you listen, we know that you will hear stories that will not be told anywhere else. We strive to bring you unique news and programming you can rely on. A key component to this goal is our show, Word of Mouth, which you can hear daily at 2 p.m., and a podcast, Word of Mouth, which brings you shows on subjects that will become trends. It is ahead of the curve and the viral video. The Word of Mouth team prides themselves on being the sound of new ideas and is the culture and arts center of NHPR. Tonight, it is my pleasure to introduce a member of the team who works mostly behind the scenes, producer Taylor Quimby. He has been working with Word of Mouth since 2011 and has been a huge part in shaping the sound and style of the program over those years. He's also contributed a number of hard-hitting stories, covering important topics like whether or not Mount Washington would be a good place to survive a zombie apocalypse, or how to delete your embarrassing MySpace page. And when Virginia Prescott is out, Taylor even steps in to host the program. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our MC for the evening, Taylor Quinby. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Steve. I'm delighted to be able to host the Rising Stars Awards this year, especially as I've been secretly looking for an opportunity to play skee-ball for some time, and it hadn't arose. I'm also excited because this spring, Word of Mouth had an intern in her young 20s who asked me what generation I belonged to. And I said, well, actually, I was born in 1984, so I, like you, am a member of the millennial generation. To which she replied, well, you don't act like a millennial. So I am hoping that this hosting gig might give me a little more credibility among my peers. Before we get to tonight's keynote speaker, I'd like to invite another very important guest to the stage, and I'm hoping she has time for a quick round of Dance Dance Revolution, maybe after the show. Please join me in welcoming Governor Maggie Hassan.
Well, thank you, Taylor, for the introduction and for being here to be the master of ceremonies tonight. It is always great to know how much New Hampshire Public Radio does in the state to really support this kind of event, and all of us as we try to continue to do things the New Hampshire way, which really means engaging with each other, learning from each other, moving the state forward together. So thank you, Steve Reno, for being here on Betsy's behalf. To Kate and all of the folks at Stay Work Play, thank you so much for the work you do, so critical to the future of our state. I know that Chief Justice Tina Nato is going to be your keynote speaker, and Judge, I'm sorry I cannot stay to hear your remarks, but I know they're going to be great because I know what a terrific leader you are, so it's wonderful that the crowd will have an opportunity to hear from you. Mayor Gatsis is also here, and thank you, Mayor Gatsis, for supporting this event. And I know we are also joined by New Hampshire's Commissioner of Economic Development, Jeff Rose, and if you haven't met him, you should, because he's working each and every day, not only to support businesses here in New Hampshire, but to attract more and to attract young people here, and to, of course, help them stay, work, and play here. And we're also joined tonight by Executive Councilor Colin Van Ostrom and State Senator Donna Soucy. So I want to thank both of them as well for the work they do in the State House and around the state to represent their constituents. Congratulations, most of all, to all of tonight's nominees and winners. You are all talented young professionals. You include students. You run innovative businesses. You represent many different fields: technology, education, environmental services, hospitality, public service, health, and others. And at the same time that you're working really hard on your various efforts in these various arenas, I know you're also giving back to your communities, which is so emblematic of what we do in New Hampshire, but reminds me that, you know, whenever you want something done, you ask a busy person, and you all represent that principle as well. For the individuals who are finalists tonight, you have such an impressive list of accomplishments at this early stage of your lives. So congratulations and keep at it. For the businesses who are finalists tonight, thank you for having a business here in New Hampshire, for helping retain and attract young talent like those we honor tonight at your business. We need to keep young people here in New Hampshire. We need to attract more young people to New Hampshire. It's truly critical to our economic future. We need to focus on making sure we have the kind of workforce to meet the needs of the 21st century, to help our businesses grow and create jobs and help our economy move in the right direction. But of course, it's also really important for our efforts to keep our communities vibrant and to make sure that we are working together in the civic space too. State Work Play is truly critical to these efforts. It promotes New Hampshire He not only attracts and works to retain young people, but as we see here tonight, connect all of you too, which is so important. And that really helps foster the kind of personal and professional growth that I think everybody's looking for as they're trying to expand opportunity and move forward. In the state, we certainly want to help with these efforts. So what we've done so far is focused on things like holding down the cost of higher education. We were able, in our 2013-14 budget, freeze tuition at the university system for in-state students. At our community colleges, we actually reduced tuition last year, and the community college system just announced that they're going to freeze it this year, which is really good news for our families and our students. We're also working really hard to align higher education with the needs of the business community, with examples like the collaboration between Great Bay Community College and Albany Safran over in the Rochester area. We are hard at work. The STEM task force that I appointed last year did one round of work and then asked that I reappoint them so that they could keep going on how we can make our K through 20 system truly robust in terms of STEM and competency-based education. And we're working to support young entrepreneurs turning ideas into job-creating businesses. So we focused on increasing the R&D tax credit. We have a group now called Live Free and Start, led by the state's Director of Entrepreneurship. And they are a council that are really coming together to help us make sure that we're helping entrepreneurs, in particular in the state of New Hampshire. We've been recently rated the 5th best state in the country for entrepreneurs. I'd like us to be number 1. So we have more work to do. One of the things for all of you to put on your calendars if you're interested is the Live Free and Start initiative is hosting an Angel Investing in New Hampshire conference in November. So if that's of interest, please look that up. We know we have more work to do. We need to continue to strengthen our workforce. We need to make higher education truly more affordable and accessible and support innovation. And we need to help young people understand that there are opportunities here for them in New Hampshire. One of the things I think a lot about as I go through the list of things we all want to work on together is something that Betsy Gardella's comments reminded me of. When NHPR talks about a series called The State of Our Democracy, it reminds me that, you know, our economic development and our health as a democracy are absolutely intertwined. And that's a lot of what state work and play is about too. The founding of our country was based on this notion that individual freedom is really good in its own right for the obvious reason, but it's also good for another reason. When you unleash the talent and energy of every single person, when you say in the state of New Hampshire, every single person matters and counts and has something to contribute, when you help connect those people with each other and you let that talent and energy take off, then nothing can stop us. And that is what has made us great as a state. We roll up our sleeves, we come together, we engage with each other, we learn from each other. Occasionally we have a healthy and robust debate, but we do it with the recognition that we're all part of this state and we all have something to contribute. When we do that, we all get stronger and our economy takes off. That's what State Work and Play is about. That's what honoring all of you tonight is about. To all of the finalists and all of the nominees for tonight's awards, know what a difference you're making in your state and know how successful we're going to be because of the hard work that you all put in. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Again, thank you, Governor Hampshire. Thank you so much. Now, before we get started, I would like to thank our host for the evening, the Space Entertainment Center, for making tonight possible. If you or your company is thinking about team building events, holiday parties, any of that sort of thing, the event planning team here would be happy to work with you. I think I recently read in Fast Company that nothing boosts productivity and increases strategic thinking like a few rounds of laser tag. And I suggest managers versus the workforce. But really, they have been incredibly accommodating to us, so thanks again. Let's have it for this great afternoon. And now, I would like to introduce another very special person who is in turn here to introduce yet another very special person. Please welcome our keynote sponsor, Matt Wilson, Vice President of Impact Partnerships at Brigade.
Thanks, Taylor, and thanks to everyone, Stay Work Play, for having us, and everyone who's put so much work into tonight's effort. Brigade is a social network for politics, built to increase participation. We're backed by Sean Parker, who's the founder of Facebook, as well as Napster. Yes, he's the guy played by Justin Timberlake in the social network. Last summer, we evaluated 53 cities and chose just 2 to roll out our local election technology this year. And we're planning to continue to roll out everything across the rest of the state next year. When we looked at organizations who engage the young leaders in New Hampshire, we were really inspired by Stay Work Play. We were especially impressed by the nominees for Rising Stars and all of the innovative people who are in this room and responsible for creating the innovations that you're seeing here tonight. It's really an honor to sponsor this event. By the end of the week, with the newest release of Brigade, you'll be able to weigh in on important issues that Manchester and New Hampshire is facing, to receive recommendations for how to vote, and to recruit your friends to vote along with you. You can download Brigade in the App Store or Google Play, or you can find someone in a purple shirt that's running around, a purple Brigade shirt. They have drink tickets. Now I'm very honored to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, the inspiring and honorable Tina Nadeau. Tina Nadeau is the Chief Justice of the New Hampshire Supreme Court. Justice Nadeau received her bachelor's degree from the University of New Hampshire in 1985, and she received her law degree from what is now the University of New Hampshire School of Law. She began her legal career in 1989 as an Assistant Attorney General in the Homicide Division, and prior to being appointed to the bench, Nadeau served as legal counsel to former Governor Steve Merrill from 1992 to 1996. In 2013, Justice Nadeau received the Carolyn Gross Fellowship Award to attend the Kennedy School of Government Program on Executive Leadership, the 2013 Eric Cogswell Achievement Award, recognizing commitment to addressing the over-incarceration of offenders with mental illness, and she was in 2013 recipient of the Marilia Ricker Award, presented by the New Hampshire Bar to women in leadership positions. Justice Nadeau is currently a board member of the New England Association of Drug Court Professionals. To learn more about her inspiring work, please join me in welcoming Justice Tina Nadeau.
Oh, it really is a pleasure to be here tonight and to address all of you who've worked so hard to make this state a great place. And I have thought a lot about what I should say tonight and what I could possibly say to those students, entrepreneurs, and civic leaders being recognized for their efforts to make this state a better place to live, work, and play. And what ideas could inspire or challenge those of us and those of you who have come here to honor their achievements and to follow their example. It made me examine the work I do in light of the standard by which these honorees conduct themselves. I thought a lot about leadership and how leaders find a way to give back to the community by pushing the envelope, by taking risk, and by using their place in this world to make it better for everyone. So it occurred to me, as someone who has stayed, worked, and played in a place where I hoped I could make a difference, that I ought to talk to you from the heart. That I should talk about a vision of mine to transform the way the criminal justice system handles the problem of drug addiction. I do this because I believe drug addiction in our state touches all of us. And so for that reason, my hope is that discussing this issue with a group of innovative, energized entrepreneurs may lead to a better understanding of the problem and eventually to more solutions. And so before I talk about some of those criminal justice initiatives, I want to tell you a personal story, and you'll see how it relates in the end. My 2 kids are off at college right now. They're twins. They're both 18, and this is the first time they've left home, so we're abruptly and suddenly the empty nesters. And aside from sort of the challenges of the transition, including being away from home and struggling to do your own laundry, they're doing okay. But they didn't start off that way. When I was 26 weeks pregnant, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was severely hemorrhaging. So my husband and I took an ambulance ride to Dartmouth Hitchcock Center, where I was examined and told that maybe they would have to be delivered that night, and there's a possibility they wouldn't survive, and if they did, they would likely have cerebral palsy. So we hung on for a week, and I was okay, and at the end of the week, the hospital said, we were going to discharge you because you stopped bleeding. And even though I could not believe that it might not happen again, we left the hospital. We decided, though, to stay with friends who lived in Norwich, about 10 minutes away instead of 2.5 hours away back home. Sure enough, 24 hours later, I hemorrhaged again. Back to Dartmouth Hitchcock. This time, the same doctor says to me, luckily you have 1 more week under your belt, so that's a good thing. But here you need to sign these papers so we can do a C-section because we're worried about saving your life. And again, the threat of cerebral palsy loomed over us. So my husband and I signed the papers, but just as we did in that moment, there was a shift change. And another doctor came on board, and she consulted with the first doctor, and she said, let's wait 15 minutes and see what happens. So 15 minutes later, I wasn't much better, but I wasn't much worse. So she said, let's wait a half an hour. And they did. And then she said, let's wait 1 more hour. And they did. And 7.5 weeks later, staying at Dartmouth Hitchcock the whole time, my kids were born healthy and happy, and they only had to stay at Dartmouth Hitchcock for 4 weeks in an incubator. But what I learned about that is that those 2 doctors exercised the kind of leadership that I want to exercise in my professional life. They stepped back, they reassessed, they tuned in, they collaborated, and they were not afraid to change the original direction they were headed in. And because of that, I am the thankful mother of 2 healthy children. So I use that example of leadership in my life today. And how does that relate to drug court exactly? Because the model of the leadership that the doctors demonstrated and the willingness to re-examine firmly held beliefs is the model of leadership I aspire to. And I'm going to give you an example of a drug court case, because those of us in the criminal justice system, prosecutors, judges, we are taught early on, you do the crime, you do the time. And I wonder to myself, are we making things worse by sticking with that firmly held belief? So here's one typical case that you might see in the criminal justice system without a program like drug court. Tracy C. is 35 years old with 3 children in the care of DCYF. She's been using drugs since the age of 13 when her mother, yes, her mother, a cocaine addict, handed her her first hit. She turned to heroin at age 20. Her mother is an alcoholic and a cocaine addict. Her brother is in prison for possession of heroin. Her father died when she was age 6. She has tried inpatient and outpatient treatment several times to no avail. She's overdosed 10 times. She's tried detox. She's been diagnosed with PTSD and anxiety, all untreated. Her housing and transportation are unstable. She does have a GED, but her ability to hold a job is challenging. Her criminal history began when she was 22 years old with minor misdemeanors and drug misdemeanor offenses. And as that criminal conduct escalated to include felony forgery, felony theft, credit card fraud, all committed to support her drug addiction, so did the criminal justice response. So the first time she's in court, we all decide she needs probation and she needs an order for treatment. And we all know that a deeply addicted criminal offender is happy to march off to treatment as soon as we order them to go there. Of course, that didn't happen. So when that failed, she racked up more charges, came back to court, and the state said to the judge, you know, she had her chance, so now she needs to do jail time. So she spent several months at the local jail with probation to follow and a more stern order for treatment, which of course also failed. And then she was back in court again on new charges. This time she received 12 months at the House of Corrections with probation to follow with an order for inpatient treatment. And when that failed, she was finally back in the court with 3 years at the Hampshire State Prison. So after many years on the bench, watching the same defendants come before me with no change in their behavior, I wondered, what are we doing wrong? I thought to myself, if jails and prisons changed behavior, criminal behavior and addiction, then addiction would end and so would the criminal behavior. And clearly that was not the case. Escalating severe sanctions was not changing addiction and it was not changing behavior. The United States has the highest incarceration rate of any other country in the world. It is 5 times the worldwide average. A distant second is China, not exactly known for their lenient judicial policies. We also have the highest, New Hampshire actually has the highest addiction rate than any other state in the country, and the second lowest in available treatment. So what is the result? Without evidence-based treatment, many addicts end up on the streets, committing crimes to support their addiction, and they recycle in and out of jail and prison at a great cost to all of us and all of you, and without any improvement in their condition. Jail does not treat addiction, it cultivates it. Believe it or not, the science says and the studies show that there is no correlation between incarceration rates and crime rates. I'm going to say that again because it is so counterintuitive. There's no correlation between incarceration rates and crime rates. In fact, most offenders actually learn to be better criminals in prison. And without treatment combined with accountability, they will continue to fill our jails, and we will continue to have our jails full of addicts. In fact, the science shows that it's not the severity of a sentence that actually changes behavior, but it's the immediacy of the consequence, the moderacy of the consequence, and the predictability of it. So at the time I became Chief Justice, there were only 2 drug courts in the state, and it had been that way for many, many years. It became my goal and my passion to see that drug courts were instituted in each of our 11 county locations, and to have them operate according to evidence-based practices, practices that work, practices that have been studied for decades to show that we can reduce crime more successfully and we can save money if we use alternatives like drug court. There are now 6 and hopefully soon to be 7 drug courts in New Hampshire. So let me tell you a little bit about it and tell you why it makes sense, because I think that each of you is probably touched by someone with addiction in your family, among your friends, or at your workplace. So instead of scorched earth advocacy, drug court has to do with collaboration. It's a team approach, so you have the same prosecutor, the same defense attorney, the same judge, the same treatment provider, and the same probation officer sitting around the table every week. But let me tell you, I never thought I'd be sitting at a table with treatment providers to decide what to do with a criminal offender in my courtroom. What we do is we focus on the high-risk, high-need offenders, those with deep addiction and those that are continuing to recycle through our jails and prisons. The participant's obligation, instead of spending a year in jail or 2 years in prison, they spend a year in drug court in the community. They attend treatment 3 days a week, 3 hours a day, and it's cognitive behavioral treatment that is known to change criminal thinking. They attend self-help meetings every single day. They are random drug tested twice or 3 times a week, which may sound like it makes sense to you, but you know what we do in probation right now? If someone is on regular probation, they show up every Wednesday for a drug test. And do you know what they're going to do? They're going to stop using on Monday, clean up their act, get tested, start using again Wednesday night. So we have done nothing except waste our time if we want to change their behavior. In drug court, they call a phone every single day. If their color comes up, doesn't matter where they are, they go down to the jail and they get tested. There are weekly meetings where the participant shows up in court in front of the judge and the team, and the judge actually has a conversation with the offender, which is something else that doesn't usually happen in court. And the judge listens to how the defendant did in the prior week, and the offender is accountable for their conduct. So if they have done well, they've complied with the components of drug court, they actually get an incentive. And sometimes it can be clapping. I've never thought I'd hear clapping in the courtroom either. And it's amazing how inspired they are when you simply applaud for their achievements. If they are not doing well in drug court, they get sanctioned immediately with short, swift sanctions so they don't lose their job, they don't lose their benefits, but they understand immediately that their conduct is not acceptable. You know, I remember telling a judge about drug court and trying to teach her how we use drug court, and that the science shows if you say 4 positive things for every 1 negative thing, like you do with your kids, you're going to see recidivism rates go way down. And she looked a little confused, was trying to get her head around that because we're so used to scolding people in the courtroom. And she said, okay, can I pick the same thing and say it 4 times? And I said, no, that's not how it works. Sometimes it's thanks for showing up on time and not wearing a ripped shirt. That counts for 2. And there are a lot of success stories. I won't go into all of them, but I had one offender say to me, who was 26 years old in drug court for about 9 months, Judge, this is the first time since I was 11 that I haven't been drunk or high on my birthday. And that's because when we're talking about the criminal offender, you need to address their criminal thinking and their drug use. They need to be accountable and they need treatment. I can tell you it has not been easy to convince stakeholders to let go of their firmly held beliefs. and to let go of their instincts, which can often be wrong, and to follow the science. I could have chosen to follow the public sentiment of the day, that judges should lock up offenders regardless of outcomes because somehow it makes us feel better. Instead, I chose to follow the science and push for changes in the system that are proven to work. The awards to be received tonight recognize students, entrepreneurs, civic leaders who push the envelope, who use their place in this world to give back to the community, who are all in and who take risks to make this a better place to live and work. My hope is that you will use that energy to become supporters of a better way to deal with the state's drug addiction problem. Because every day you have the chance to make a difference in the lives of people around you. If you care about what's the right thing to do, you will not need to receive credit for a new idea. If you want to improve just one person's life, you can endure criticism for ruffling feathers along the way. And if you are unafraid of change, you will leave this world a better place. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you so much for inviting me here to speak.
First of all, thank you so much. I'm not sure. Is there anybody with medical background? We're good? We're good? All right. Sure. Okay, well, let's everybody give a hand for whatever happened. I'm sure everything's going to be okay. Thank you for the people who stepped in to make sure everything's going to be okay. That's the type of leadership we're talking about. And again, now that we have a moment, I'll say, let's give a rousing hand of applause for Justice Neto. That was a beautiful. So before we get to the Rising Stars Award winners that we're here to celebrate tonight, we would like to take a quick moment, and I mean a very, very quick moment, to thank our sponsors who made this fabulous evening possible. We've prepared a little bit of tape, and Chris, would you mind? Okay, that's it. So that's not actually how it's going to work. I know that this is usually the part of many events where attendees quietly take out their smartphones and zone out until we're done reading the names of the sponsors who have made this possible. And it is very understandable because I think when you name all of them at once, the individual generosity of each of these companies tends to get lost in the shuffle. But I just want to point out that putting all of this together costs money. And yet all of the proceeds from tonight's event are going to Stay Work Play's important mission. In other words, none of us would be here tonight without their support. And so I ask that you really join me in recognizing all of them in the long way for supporting such a young and vibrant New Hampshire community with such an important organization. But really, do hold your applause till the end, because otherwise it'll take forever. So first, we'd like to thank again our host, as well as the provider of tonight's food, the Space Entertainment Center, People's United Bank, Brigade, the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation, Raponi Automotive, T-Bone Specialty Market, Geic Antler, Bellwether Community Credit Union, Solidscape, Eastern Bank, the New Hampshire Division of Economic Development, Fidelity Investments, Bank of New Hampshire, New England Wire Technologies, Antioch University, New England, we're about halfway there, Dime, Arts Industry Alliance, Haig and Martino, New Hampshire Public Television, Hypertherm, AutoFair, Hire Alliance, Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, Barry Dunn, Orr and Reno, Chris Malloy Events, New Hampshire Distributors, Lee Germeroth Photography, Allegra Boverman Photography, Mint Printworks, and Party Vision. Without the generous support of these organizations, many of whom have representatives in the audience tonight, this event and the continuing growth of Stay Work Play would not be possible, so thank you so much. And now we are actually ready for the awards. As of this year, the Rising Stars Awards consists of 7 categories. New this year is Best Student Video, a great addition to our previous categories, which are Young Professional of the Year, Coolest Companies for Young Professionals. We decided not to do hippest. That was going to be another change, but we stuck with coolest. Civic Leader of the Year, Leadership Development Program of the Year, Young Entrepreneur, and College Student of the Year. All of this year's winners will be receiving commendations from Governor Hassan, proclamations from Mayor Gassis, and congratulatory letters from Stay Work Play, as well as Senator Ayotte, Senator Shaheen, and Representatives Custer and Ginta. So thanks to everybody I just mentioned for being a part of this event. In addition, our individual award winners will each receive a $500 stipend to be used towards education-related expenses or professional pursuits. Part of what makes these awards possible is the willingness of our judges to spend their valuable time evaluating the nominees. Their names are listed in your programs, but they're also here tonight. So if you were a judge this year, would you please raise your hand? Give us a wave. Thank you so much for your hard work. To help present this year's Leadership Development Program of the Year Award, I'd like to invite Tim Paradise, co-chair of the Manchester Young Professionals Network NH Startup Challenge, a past winner of this award actually, to the stage. Okay, so the Leadership Development Program of the Year Award honors an individual, organization, initiative, or program that supports the recruitment and retention of young people. The finalists for this year's Leadership Development Program are, please hold your applause till the end, the Hoffman-Haas Fellowship, an initiative of the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits to populate New Hampshire nonprofit boards with highly engaged, inspired, and strategic new board leaders. The program includes a chance for fellows to learn from experts on issues of governance, fundraising, and board strategy. They receive mentoring, exposure to trends and issues facing nonprofits, and ultimately, a New Hampshire board matching opportunity. The New Hampshire Bar Association Leadership Academy, which inspires and trains lawyers to be leaders in the bar and in the community through educational modules, leadership skill development, and a team service project. As one participant said, it was a deeply rewarding experience that not only improved our leadership skills, but inspired us to help shape the future of our profession and our communities. The Young Reporters Project, a partnership between Business New Hampshire Magazine, Keene State College, Southern New Hampshire University, and UNH in Durham and Manchester. Journalism students at these schools profile New Hampshire businesses and trends, the best of which are published with the help of mentoring and guidance from magazine staff. In the 2 years since launching the project, approximately 75 students have participated, and more than 40 of their stories have gone to print. So, now we're ready.
All right. And the winner is Hoffman-Haas Fellowship. Congrats to the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did we say a word? Did we do that? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow, it's really bright up here. Thank you so much. My name is Grace Mattern. I'm the president of the board of directors of the Center for Nonprofits, and we're just really delighted that the Hoffman-Haas Fellowship Program won the award, so thank you very much. You heard about the award from Taylor, heard about the program from Taylor, and it really is critically important to the state of New Hampshire that we attract young people into board leadership positions. And I think this is a perfect award because being on a board helps you stay connected to your community, work to improve the social, cultural, and environmental landscape of New Hampshire, and play a really important role in making sure New Hampshire continues to be a great place to live. So thank you, Stay Work Play. We're really delighted that the Hoffman Haas Fellowship Program has won this award, and I invite anybody here who doesn't know anything about the program to look into it on the center's website and consider being part of it. Oh, one more thing, we have programs coming up. The next round of the Hoffman Haas Fellowship Program will be launching in the spring of 2016 in the Upper Valley and in the Lakes region. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Amanda Osmer to join me now to help present this year's Civic Leader of the Year Award. Amanda is a fourth-generation family member and steward for Proponi Automotive Group, this year's Civic Leader of the Year sponsor. Amanda.
You weren't kidding, it is bright. That's what I said last year. Anybody remember that? It wasn't funny then either. Kate allowed me to say a couple of quick words about why it is that Proponi chose the Civic Leadership Award as opposed to any other award to present. And many of you don't know that 29 years ago, Kate came to my house and my golden retriever bit her. So I do whatever she asks me to do. But civic leadership for me is not just fun, it's rewarding, it's sort of the point of why we exist. And it's our honor to be able to support this particular award tonight, and I get to move now and let someone else talk and then tell you who won.
The idea of civic leadership matters very much. Oh, is this what you, I had your comments on my page. We can hear that again. Oh, you did it so well with that script. The Civic Leader of the Year Award recognizes an individual who, through their volunteerism, philanthropy, and community involvement, demonstrates a commitment to civic participation, strengthening their community, and developing personal leadership skills that will make New Hampshire a better place for future generations. The finalists for this year's award are Brian Bouchard, an accountancy and taxation instructor at SNHU. He's a board member for Easter Seals of New Hampshire, an advisory board member for the Bhutanese Community of New Hampshire, and an advisor for the Future Business Leaders of America at SNU as well. Brian's passion for giving back to the community runs deep, and he works hard to instill civic engagement in his students. Amanda Bolden. Amanda is the founder of Shire Sharing, an organization feeding needy families at Thanksgiving time. In 2014, their fourth year, they raised $10,500 and fed 330 families in the greater Manchester area. In addition to being a leader through her civic engagement, Amanda is also a New Hampshire State Representative. A quote from her nomination reads, "Amanda truly believes in paying it forward and being a role model to her daughter by demonstrating community involvement." Serena Galashaw. Serena has been involved with community projects on the Seacoast, such as the Makers and Shakers Summit, Seacoast Global, and other sustainability issues. As her nominator said, she is committed to bringing community members together to support a common cause and to build something extraordinary together. And finally, Zach Williams. Zach Williams is the Business Development Coordinator for the City of Claremont. Through his role, Zach has helped create the Claremont Makerspace and bring the AmeriCorps Vistas program to the city. Zach sees collaboration as a fundamental element of tackling challenges and strengthening the Upper Valley communities. So let's give a round for the nominees.
The winner is Brian Bouchard.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really honored to receive this award. I believe strongly in civic engagement, whether it's getting involved with a nonprofit or helping out in the community or donating money. It's really important. It's something that I try to instill in students I have. A couple of students that I've had that are here actually finalists today for different awards, so it's great to see. And it makes New Hampshire a great place to live and also to work. So thank you.
Congratulations, Brian. Brian's nominator actually wrote that Brian has strong feelings for being a good citizen, means helping those in our society that need assistance. He leads by example and helps to pass down his values of service, learning, and civic engagement to his college students. So again, congratulations to him. And to help present this year's Best Student Video Award, I'd like to invite Kristen Van Oster, Secretary on Stay Work Play's Board of Directors, to the stage. So this is the one that's new this year. New this year, college students were asked to submit a 15-second video about why they deserve to be the College Student of the Year. Videos were scored by judges based upon students' community involvement, originality, and vision, and most of all, creativity. And I guess we're going to watch a couple of the videos before we get going. So let's watch two of them.
I've been able to stay and volunteer at 28 New Hampshire nonprofits, mentor 140 students through work I do at SMHU, and will continue to spend an infinite amount of time playing in the state I love and call home.
I think we have one more video, right? Okay. Hang tight. It's kind of like being in a meeting at work. Yeah.
Take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I give it all. Take the pain.
This is a second replay, so let's go.
Can we get a drum roll? Okay, please join me in congratulating Alicia Frazier.
Thank you. It was just an honor to be able to express my love for New Hampshire in such a fun and creative way. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So next, to help present this year's College Student of the Year Award, I'd like to invite Derek DuBois, Senior Communications Associate at the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation, our College Student of the Year sponsor, to the stage.
I'm so sorry I dodged that photo. Awesome. Thank you so much, Taylor. Good evening, everyone. I'm Derek DuBois, and I work in the Marketing Communications Department at the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. And I am so proud to be standing up here presenting the Stay Work Play Award to college students. Every year, the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation awards scholarships to hundreds of deserving students. And since 1972, the foundation has awarded over $80 million to over 42,000 students. And I'm so proud to say that I'm part of that network as well. And what is so fabulous about our state is our commitment to community. And I know everyone in this room can agree on that. Stay Work Play and all of you rising stars are all about that commitment. Our generation and all the nominees for the College Student of the Year Award are all about using our passion and energy to help New Hampshire and the world. And it's so awesome that you guys are being honored here tonight for that. And because New Hampshire is New Hampshire, we'll all probably end up working together cleaning up a park or being on a board. So thank you so much. Perfect. So that community is really thrilled to be here.
Student of the Year Award recognizes an outstanding college student living and going to school in New Hampshire between the ages of 18 and 24 who is an academic rising star and giving back to their community. And the finalists for this year's award are Alicia Frazier, a psychology and child development leadership major at SNU who has a 3.87 GPA. She's involved on campus and in the community in many ways, including as an employee in the President's Office, Admissions Office Tour Guide, Honors Student Council, a participant in Business New Hampshire Magazine's Young Reporters Project, and has had 3 internships. Matthew Mayer. Matthew is a computer science major at the University of New Hampshire in Durham. Matt's commitment to and passion for STEM subjects runs very deep. He says he hopes to save the planet someday with his ideas. When he's not doing something academic or working to get the next generation interested in science, technology, engineering, and math, you can find Matt expressing his love for soccer. Katerina Mesologidis. Katerina is a first-year master's degree student, also at UNH, studying environmental engineering. Past nominators said, in the 25 years and over 2,400 students I have taught at UNH, I would rate Kat in the top 2%. She's an amazing role model, especially for young women with interests in STEM. In her free time, you can also find Kat trail running or cooking her friends 5-course meals. So it sounds like Kat is a very good friend. Kirsten Spooner grew up in North Haverhill, New Hampshire, and is currently studying business and organizational leadership at Southern New Hampshire University. Kirsten is a recipient of a SNU Presidential Scholarship and a member of the University Honors Program. She dreams of being the executive director of a New Hampshire nonprofit. Someone once said of Kirsten, she is a gift to all of us. So let's give a hand for our nominees.
There it is. And the winner is Alicia Frazier.
Long time no see. First and foremost, congratulations to all the other winners as well as nominees this evening, and a huge, huge thank you to the Rising Star Awards Committee. In addition, I'd like to thank my nominator, Colleen Bolton, and of course my friends and family for their support. I recently, this past Friday, took the GREs for grad school, and I was a little disappointed in myself because of the scores I received. But being in this room this evening and meeting so many amazing people, it reminds me that your best qualities can't be summarized on a resume, and people can't be defined by a number. You really have to take the time to get to know someone, and I thank the committee for taking that time. It's much appreciated. This honor and award means more than any score I could have asked for. Thank you so much.
To help present this year's Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award, I'd like to invite Travis York, President and CEO of Geic Antler, and our Music, Entertainment, and Fun Extras sponsor to the stage. It's GYK. Sorry. GYK. The Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award honors a visionary New Hampshire resident whose innovative ideas are helping shape the future of our state through an entrepreneurial venture. You know, it's funny, I actually looked up on the web to find out what you guys did. Anyway, no pronouncers on websites. The finalists for this year's award are Alex Freed, the founder and executive director of the Post Landfill Action Network. Started as Trash to Treasure when he was in college, the current plan is a nonprofit network of student leaders on campuses across the country working towards zero waste. His nominator said, Alex has a strong commitment to New Hampshire and to building a world-class organization with strong local and national impact from here. Zach Luce. While his entrepreneurial spirit may have started with building and selling wooden benches at age 12, Zach is now the founder and president of Paragon Digital Marketing, a digital marketing agency based in Keene. In addition to his growing agency and finding time to ski, hike, and travel with his family, Zach recently launched the New England Web and Technology Collective at Hannah Grimes in Keene to create synergy and economic expansion. Tim Thine from Nashua is the co-founder and director of Merchants for Adored, a loyalty platform focused on the relationship between customers and businesses they visit and the brands that they love. Tim's nominator confidently states that Tim has the drive, passion, and willingness to work hard as any entrepreneur, but his bravery is what impresses him the most. As a recent college grad, at just 22, Tim left a traditional job to make the leap to help launch Adored. Let's hear it from the nominees.
All right. And the winner is Alex Freed.
Ooh, this is awkward. I came here for laser tag. Okay, thank you so much. This is incredible. There's an incredible amount of people to thank. A lot of people at the University of New Hampshire, folks at the Paul College, the Carsey School Center for Social Innovation and Finance, the New Hampshire Small Business Development Center, many advisors, local civic leaders, businesses, nonprofits. We would not have been able to get to where we are today. We spread to 45 campuses across the country. We've just hired our 5th full-time staff member in 2 years. So it's been a pretty wild ride. So yeah, I mean it's been an incredible experience building and growing an organization in New Hampshire, and we've been able to work with a lot of really impressive people. So I'm really excited to work with you all in the future, and thanks so much for your support. Thanks.
So next up, Coolest Company Award. And new this year, actually, we're doing something pretty different. We're going to be doing a People's Choice component, so you're going to have to work with me for a minute on this. For that, I would like to introduce the People's Choice sponsor, Mark Daney, Business Banking Team Leader from People's United Bank.
Good evening. Little words about why we wanted to pick this award to present. And basically, over the last couple of years, People's United Bank has become increasingly and more focused on the core of our resources and the work that is behind all the efforts done by people like Kate and Stay Work Play in New Hampshire in particular. We see firsthand how our communities are enriched, and I have to admit, I'm one blind. Oh, that's so much better. Sorry about that. We see firsthand our communities are enriched when motivated and caring young people become engaged in their communities. In fact, we're the beneficiaries of the renaissance of the young workers. People's United Bank places a premium on mentoring and coaching and developing young talent. It's natural for us to support the organizations that share those values, and it's clear to us that Stay Work Play is precisely that type of organization. And so we have great appreciation for the organization, for the work that Kate does every day, and for the support provided to her by our board. We've chosen to sponsor the People's Choice Award for an obvious reason, our shared name, but also because we recognize the importance of gathering as many people as possible together to cheer on all of the talent that we have in this state and to encourage them all to stay, work, and play here with us.
Okay, so the awards for the coolest companies are designed to recognize businesses that create outstanding workplaces with innovative programs and benefits to attract, recruit, and retain young workers. I'm going to tell you about this year's 6 company finalists, and you're going to have a chance to text to vote for the People's Choice winner, and then there will be 2 other companies that will also be selected by our judges. The finalists for this year's award are Cranmore Mountain Resort, based in North Conway. Cranmore has invested over $9 million in improvements in the last 5 years and has added numerous entry-level jobs. In addition to engaging the staff in charity and community events and providing several traditional benefits, all employees receive a season pass for skiing and snowboarding, plus season passes for their spouse and children or one guest, discounts at other resorts, complimentary lessons and rental equipment, discounts at local sports retailers, and more. One of their employees said, It's pretty wonderful and rare to work at a place that literally sells fun. Work doesn't seem like work when you call it home. Fidelity Investments. Based in Merrimack, Fidelity is committed to cultivating the next generation of their workforce. They have 144 undergraduate and graduate interns in New Hampshire and actively work with New Hampshire's high schoolers. Last year, approximately 1,300 of Fidelity's New Hampshire employees contributed more than 8,000 hours of volunteering. Fidelity covers 90% of tuition expenses for employees, up to $10,000 per year. They offer both paid maternity and paternity leave, free wellness coaching, a concierge service to help employees find birthday gifts, planned vacations, etc., and among other things, they match up to 7% for employees' 401k plans. ICE Worldwide, based in Portsmouth, ICE is a marketing firm. 100% of their workforce is under 40 years of age. All of them are UNH graduates. Employees get 2 weeks of paid vacation, unlimited sick time, a MacBook Air for work, summer Fridays where they leave the office at noon, and more. As one employee said, it's amazing to be part of a team that cares about their personal work, but also the well-being and success of fellow employees and the company as a whole. Red River Computer Company. Based in Claremont, Red River provides information technology solutions. They offer annual paper plane flying contests, bake-off and cook-off events, Blue Jean Fridays, birthday cupcake celebrations, scavenger hunts, 16 hours of community service time. They say their employees rock out to Pandora playing throughout the office every day. And as one employee stated, at Red River, the people really make the company the cool place it is. Single Digits. Located in Bedford, Single Digits is a provider of high-speed internet access, high-speed internet access management and support. The perks include a running club and yoga Fridays, bonuses, gift cards, and overnight stays at New Hampshire resorts for employee motivation, donut Wednesdays and popcorn Fridays, $4,500 per year in tuition reimbursements, a foosball table, ping pong tournaments, and daily team workouts. And finally, Technology Seed. Based in Salem, Technology Seed is a managed IT service provider with 70% of their workforce under 40 and 75% of their managers under 40 as well. In addition to traditional benefits, their employees take advantage of company outings, including concerts at Meadowbrook, cookouts, trips to Muse Paint Bar, season passes to ski mountains and Monarchs hockey games. And one employee said, "We all work hard and play hard, and while we joke around and have a lot of fun, everyone here has a desire to learn, grow, and professionally thrive as well." Okay, so this is the part where you get involved. So everybody take out your cell phone. This is the actual time to take out your cell phone. And it's just like American Idol. You're going to text your vote to the number on the screen. So the number that you're texting your vote to is 605 650-600-9016. And then you'll see all the numbers for each of these companies down below. And I think this is like actively moving. Wow. This is live. We're gonna wait for a little bit to see how things go. Looks like people are still texting, or they're just playing video games now. I can't tell.
I have no service.
Yep, keep voting. Anybody who hasn't voted yet, give a shout if you're still waiting to plug in the number.
Service is a little low.
Okay, the number one more time is 650-600-9016. For Cranmore Mountain, you want to text the number 97217. For Fidelity Investments, 97218. For ICE Worldwide, 97219. For Red River Computers, 97220. For Single Digits, 97221. For Technology Seed, 97222.
Can you text more than one time?
And I think I'm going to call it for Cranmore. Do we have a representative from Cranmore who wants to come up?
Here's the teleprompter. Hi, everybody. I'm Paul at Cranmore Mountain Resort, and we're very, very proud to receive this award today. There are 5 young professionals up here from Cranmore who lead 4 departments at the mountain, which I think is indicative of how young and exciting we are at the mountain. And what do I want to say now? We're really excited to lead another winter and lead one of the state's most interesting and unique aspects of New Hampshire. So thank you very much. I wanted to say this all night. In the words of Kanye West, hold on, Taylor, I'm going to let you finish.
So Mark, why don't you come up here? We'll do the honors. There's 2 more companies that have also won from the judges.
The first company is Red River Computer.
Red River, anybody from Red River? Come up.
Thank you very much for everything you've texted. We appreciate all the help that you guys have given us. This, I guess, is the part where you're expecting to hear a little something about our bungee cord yoga bar or our trampoline conference rooms. But one of the coolest things about working at Red River is the cool is what cool be. It's just that confidence. You look around to the other professionals that are here, you know, young guys wearing lavender pants, which looks cool. Taylor rocking the bow tie that I couldn't wear, that's cool. At Red River, what we do is we're truthful, we're ethical, and we work well for all parties concerned. Everybody at Red River does a little bit something different. We do a little bit something extra, and we can work in our community. When we find new projects, earlier today, I met Julie Barron from Make-A-Wish. We had a little synergy going on. Who knows, we could have a great project like that. And that's the fun thing about Red River. We bring solutions to people before there are problems. So thank you very much, everybody. It was a pleasure being here. Have a great night.
And the third winner tonight is Single Digits.
I want to thank you for the award. Great to be here tonight. I really have to say how proud I am of the management team and the organization that we have. Really, it's a team effort, and I recognize that as I am no longer a young guy in my early 20s like I was when I started the business, that to keep the organization cool and the place fun, and to really put out the vibe that we're looking for both internally for our employees as well as to our clients and business partners. It really comes from throughout the organization, and really most importantly and selfishly, it's the place where I want to be. And we've done a really good job of capturing that vibe that keeps me feeling young and makes me feel like I should be part of this group of young entrepreneurs, and really excited about what the organization of Stay Work Play has done and brought to New Hampshire. So thank you.
To help present our final award of the evening, this year's Young Professional of the Year Award, I'd like to invite Tom Boucher, owner and CEO of Great New Hampshire Restaurants, to the stage.
Thanks, Taylor. How about a round of applause for Taylor? Take it on his feet, 1 minute. So, our company celebrated 30 years in business last year, and we have over 600 employees, with nearly 100 of them that have been with us for 10 years or more. In fact, 25 of our top leaders have been with us an average of 20 years. And we stepped back about 5 years ago and realized I need a size 20 font, bold Arial, to start giving presentations like this. We're not getting any younger. And we've done a great job for 30 years, and we need more young leaders in our company. So it's really the reason that we chose to support this category. Personally, as the father of 23 and 24-year-old daughters, and recently promoting 2 of our employees, they're millennial aged, to very high-level positions in our company. Raquel Hodes, who's our Human Resource Administrator, and Megan Fournier, who's here tonight, is our Director of Catering and Events. I just have an enthusiasm and take a great pride in helping young people reach their goals and growing into independent leaders, impactful leaders, and I intend to continue this as part of our company's growth. Chef Nicole Barrera is also here and is one of the finalists, and I will tell you that I had nothing to do with any of the voting whether she wins or not, because they told me how to pronounce her name phonetically. She's a prime example of this endeavor. When 3 years ago she became the youngest member of our leadership team and holds the corporate chef and marketing manager position for our company, T-Bones and Cactus Jack's brands. And we really embrace young people, and it's part of our changing culture as we grow past 30 years this year. Thank you. And now we're going to... Yeah.
The Young Professional of the Year Award recognizes an outstanding person working and living in New Hampshire between the ages of 18 and 40, and who is a rising star in their industry and giving back to their community. The finalists for this year's award are Nicole Barrera, known to many as Chef Nicole. She's the face of T-Bones and Cactus Jack's and a Manchester resident. Nicole has won a number of cooking awards, participated in countless community events, and was also the driving force behind Science in the Kitchen with Chef Nicole at the Sea Science Center. Her nominator said, Nicole doesn't just love to cook, she makes other people love to cook too. As an innovator and a leader, we are so proud to have her on our team. Chris Wellington. Chris is the CEO of the Grafton County Economic Development Council based in Plymouth. In addition to his professional experience in economic development throughout New Hampshire, Chris's community involvement filled more than a page of his nomination form. It's safe to say he knows the importance of giving back to his community. His nominator said, Chris does all of the little things that others don't want to do or are too busy to do. Jeremy Woodward. Jeremy is from Concord and is the owner of Jeremy's Boot Camp. Jeremy has participated in Leadership Greater Concord, is on the board for the Frank Monahan Foundation, is on Teddy's team. I'm not sure what that is, but Teddy's probably a pretty great guy. Has won numerous awards and is an Ironman finisher. His nominator commented that his positive attitude is inspiring and contagious, and we are all so lucky that he lives by example. So please thank me, or join me in thanking the nominees.
The winner is Chris Wellington.
Thank you. I have 30 minutes, right, Kate? Yeah. Well, thanks, everyone. I really didn't plan anything to say because we had 2 great nominees, so I really didn't expect it. So I want to give them a round of applause, and I'd also like to include Kate Lutzko, because she should probably be up here accepting this award as well if she wasn't the CEO. So let's give everyone I've never been this nervous before. I want to thank all my mentors out here, people that have helped me along the way. Everyone always concentrates on the young professionals that we need here, but we also need those more seasoned professionals, as we like to call them, but the ones that can act as mentors to us younger people looking to stay in this state and help grow this state. So if you're young, get involved. It's pretty easy here in the state. And if you're older, please take someone under your wing. And they say nothing in this world costs anything. Nothing in this world is free, but volunteering is free. So try and volunteer because it's important. Thank you.
a big hand for all of the winners tonight, including... Now, before I turn things back over to Kate, we actually need to draw the winners for the 6 regional raffle baskets, which you may have seen out front earlier tonight. So if you've got raffle tickets in your pockets, it's time to get them out. First of all, a huge thanks to all the organizations and people who donated, and all the committee members who pounded the pavement to make the asks for this stuff. The raffle is a new part of the event this year, and our hope is that people win baskets from areas where they don't live, and maybe they explore a little bit parts of New Hampshire they haven't been to. So, first we'll be drawing the winner for our Monadnock Region basket. And the winner, ticket 405001. I heard a gasp. Somebody went over here? What happened? Okay, I'll read it one more time. Ticket number 405001 for the Monadnock Region basket. Any winners? Should we draw another one? Next, for the Seacoast basket. Smells salty. Ticket 405009. One more time, that's ticket 405009. Somebody's close over here, but not quite there.
Probably where you get the basket.
Any takers? Give a shout if you won this ticket, or we're going to pull another one. Good. All right, last chance. 3, 2, 1. Picking another. Okay, Seacoast winner 405099. No? Yeah, it's good stuff. I'll read it one more time. Ticket 405099. Going once? Going twice? I'm not going to throw it. Here we go. For the Seacoast basket, ticket 404690. Anybody? Hey! Congratulations. Next up, the Lakes Region basket. I grabbed 2. Hold on. For the Lakes Region, ticket 404820. Another close call over here. I'm sorry. That was rough. You get to the second to last number. Anybody at 404820? Woohoo! Okay. And we've got 2 baskets for the Merrimack Valley. Oh, I skipped White Mountains. For the White Mountains and Great North Woods basket, the winner, ticket 404588. I feel your pain. You got a winner for 404588? We're not verifying the tickets. Should we verify the tickets now that people know? Okay. For the first Merrimack Valley basket, we are going with ticket number 404574. Anybody? Okay. For the second Merrimack Valley basket, Ticket 405-134. That's what I'm talking about. That's the reaction we've been looking for. I hope there's a fist pump that went with that. And we've got a few left. Bonus items. But first, the Upper Valley and Lake Sunapee basket. There we go. The winner is ticket 404715. That's the kind of enthusiasm that we expect of Rising Stars. This ticket is for... Where are we? Our first bonus item, 2 nights at the Mountain Club on Loon. Should I draw it out? 40509 In the back? Was that really? Our second bonus item, we have a 1-night stay at the Mount Washington Resort. Also with this, 2 tickets for the Mount Washington Cog Railway. Really good.
That is a good ticket.
I didn't even know it was selling.
I didn't either. I didn't see them selling.
The winner is ticket 404924. A lot of sad people out there.
Now they put the number up there.
Any winners? We've got winners. And that is all of the raffle tickets, so congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much to everybody who bought a raffle ticket. And with that, before we finish off the evening, I'd like to invite Kate back to cap off the night.
I'll give a round of applause to Taylor. So thank you, Taylor. That was great. So we're so lucky that all of these incredible people and organizations are dedicated to New Hampshire. Well, I'm honored to have this be my job, getting to know what makes New Hampshire awesome. I especially hope you leave here tonight feeling inspired and with an expanded appreciation for how fortunate we are. When 2016 nominations open in March, I hope you'll think about the movers and shakers, both people and organizations in your community, and share that with us for your nominations. Thanks again to all the finalists and winners for all you do to give back to your communities, to reimagine what we think of as workplaces and jobs, to follow a dream and start something new, to embrace and develop our youth, and for being a leader in making New Hampshire awesome. Congratulations again to all of the winners and prizes. So one final thank you, and then it'll be laser tag time. So there's a final group we haven't talked about, but without whom we wouldn't be here tonight, our volunteer committee. These 11 people are so dedicated to Stay Work Play and to helping make this event a success. We're so grateful for their help. They'll be handing you goodies on your way out the door if you do have to leave, so please thank them on our behalf. So most years at this point in the evening, this is when we would clean up and you would head home. Lucky for us, the Space Entertainment Center has put out more delicious food. There's still plenty of cold drinks. They'll be starting the games up again, including laser tag, which was not open before. And I know many of you have been anxious to try. And I've been looking forward to challenging someone at Ski-Ball. So stick around, eat, drink, have fun, and thank you again for joining us. We'll see you in 2016.